This is the main event of the evening.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Oh, I've stuttered already. What a great start. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Main Event Matter. I'm your host, Daniel Harvey, and this is Jordan. Oh, you wanted to say your name yourself,
Yeah.
right? No, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. Jordan, I'm wearing a suit jacket today.
Yes, you are, and it looks good on you.
Thank you.
See me? I was come looking fly. Hat this time. You might see me in a do-rag, you might see me in a bonnet, but today it's a hat.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good.
Always a hat. Snap that back. Pat, pat. See what I'm saying?
No. But we'll get to it, shall we? Obviously, it's a big week in wrestling. Obviously, we had some sad news, obviously, with the passing of Jay Briscoe, which we are going to go into on this episode. Some lovely tributes taking place this week. It is a huge week in wrestling. We've got Raw 30 coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting stuff. We've also got the Royal Rumble coming up. So we've got a lot to talk about this week, and I'm looking forward to covering it with you, Jordan. And it is now time for our match of the week. Are you ready for this, Jordan?
Listen, I'm ready. I've been winning straight. I'm 2-0 right now.
Yep. Jordan, you have won the last two. That's true. Obviously, our higher power does decide who wins. It's out of our hands. It's our job to pitch, and I am going to pitch like my life depends on it, or my career depends on it. So, Jordan, I know that you've won the last two. Obviously, I've not lost any sleep over it or anything. But I think you should pitch yours first this week.
Okay.
Okay?
I got you.
Because I think that I've pitched first the last couple of weeks, and I think that's what set me back a bit. Yeah? Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm confident this week, and obviously we're an ever-evolving podcast.
Yeah.
In episode 3, we now have our own sounds. So, if the higher power does pick us, if he picks you, Jordan, we will hear this sound. And if I get the win, which I'm confident I will, we will hear this sound. I love Jinder. Which is a good sound. And that's the sound we will hear this week, I have no doubt.
So I'm going first?
You go first.
So, my match of this week was Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill, Mickie James versus Jordynne Grace, career versus title. Now, Impact Knockouts World title was on the line, and everything, because you remember last week how I mentioned Mickie and the last rodeo. I needed to continue because I'm a big Mickie fan.
Yeah.
Now, that Mickie came with the traditional entrance. Jordan came with power. Now, it was a battle of passion, strength, years of experience. It's like the veteran versus the new legend.
Okay.
Personally, that match is going down in books for me. Best thing about it is, it also main evented Hard to Kill.
That was very good. Very
Now,
good.
I am even more pleased, even more satisfied. Mickie took the W. So that's my match of the week.
That's your match of the week? Okay, a good pick. A good pick.
Hashtag winning.
We'll see. But I've gone on a different side, a different promotion. I've gone with AEW, which, I'm sure at this point nobody is surprised that I've gone with an AEW match, which is fair. I love good wrestling. I'm not taking anything away from any other promotion, but I like very good wrestlers.
That's what we do. We like very good wrestlers.
We do.
That's
yes.
right. We do.
And in mine this week, we have one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time in Bryan Danielson versus Bandido.
Okay.
I thought this match was very, very good.
How good?
Oh, very good, Jordan. Trust me. There was some great technical wrestling in this one. And we saw some great submission trade-offs, moves that I've not even seen before out of these two. And Bryan Danielson trying over and over again to submit Bandido, that lecherous Bandido. But he couldn't. And in the end, he had to go for the running knee strike to get the 1, 2, 3. But this match was a pair made in heaven. Heavenly heaven. Heavenly wrestling heaven. And that is why that is my match of the week for this week.
Sounds very good. Sounds very convincing.
It is that time of the week now. We wait for our higher power to pick who's winning.
All right. Drum roll, please.
Here we go.
Jinder. I do love Jinder.
Yes!
Did I say
And
that?
it
Did I say
definitely
that?
seems as though I've taken the win this week, Jordan. Thoughts?
Sure.
That's right, yes. Oh no, yes, get it, because yes, and that is it for Match of the Week this week. Let me take it away. Should we do some news? Yeah, let's do some news. Right, why not? Okay, obviously we brought up earlier a little bit more of a sensitive topic to start with. We had the passing of Jay Briscoe. We've seen some lovely tributes. The man has an amazing legacy. The guy's he's been around in Ring of Honor pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, the Briscoes, they're an amazing tag team, and their legacy speaks for itself.
20-year plus experience in the game.
Yeah.
Pretty much been about rebuilding, repairing the whole industry in a way that many may not have had the opportunity. So it's a big thanks to the artists like them. So yeah, it's a real sad moment in time.
Definitely, and I think that we put the spin on. We like to do on this show. We like to put the spin on the positive side, and the positive side being his legacy, what they've done for tag team wrestling.
Yes.
Let's look at the stuff they've done with the Young Bucks.
Yes.
You know, people like that, the Addiction, fantastic work. I mean, the 13-time tag team champions.
Yeah.
That's probably something that no one else is going to do in a Ring of Honor, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a sensitive topic, as I said. It's at this time that you start to think of everything that someone has brought to the table and the impact that they've had on our lives. Like, we've watched wrestling for years, and I've been a huge fan of Jay Briscoe. He's a former world champion himself as well. Two-time world champion. Saw some fantastic singles work and tag team work. His legacy is going to speak for years, for decades to come in the wrestling world.
Yeah. Let's send a shout out to the family as well.
Yeah.
Hope everything is okay for now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's kick off with Raw. Shall we talk about Monday Night Raw? We saw some more shenanigans this week. Shenanigans with little Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy.
Oh, you like you some Uncle Howdy, don't you?
I love Uncle Howdy.
That's weird.
Started answering the phone going, Howdy! But we saw Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair in a bit of a brawl this week. Out came Uncle Howdy.
I don't know, through the crowds.
Yes.
In a glow.
With his hat.
Just there.
He tipped his hat like that. It was great. Yeah. It was much more cooler than what you just did as well.
Oh no, I just did like a bad man.
Like a man. But Uncle showed up and it turned Alexa Bliss, and she did the DDT on the floor. Ooh, it reminded me of the time Jake the Snake Roberts did it to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's right. That was old school, that one was. But I loved it. I thought it was a great moment, and continuing this Uncle Howdy Alexa Bliss thing.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And we're involving Bianca Belair.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to see how this pans out all the way to the Royal Rumble, where the two of them will meet once again for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah. That's a good shout. We also had a new number one contender for the United States Championship as we head into next week's Raw 30. A 6-man elimination match, and the almighty Bobby Lashley.
The guy, the one that's going to do, I don't care what anybody says, Lashley is my pick anytime, every time, all day, every day. Like, look at him. He's big, he's bad, he's strong. I'll probably take him, but he's big, he's bad, he's strong.
Yeah. Do we think Theory stands a chance?
No one else in that match stood a chance. Like we had 2 Ohio stars. We had Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, no chance. We had Finn Balor, no chance. We even had Corbin, no chance. No chance in hell. However, it came down to Seth and Lashley. The visionary versus the almighty. And personally, both of them could have been great contenders.
Yes.
But like I said, I'm Lashley all day. But the beauty of it, we even got MVP on a us coming out there, staring down everybody. Even have a little thing between Theory. Listen,
I like it.
it's gonna be fire.
It'll be fire.
Fire.
What else is fire this week?
Well,
Raw.
let me tell you.
You're going to tell me this time.
I'm
That's
gonna tell
good.
you. This is what was fire. Bloodline, Judgment Day, Face Off. Now, we need to be careful. We need to be careful because you don't want to say anything wrong. You know, Dom's just came out of the pen. You know, like he could just. He's seen things. He knows things. He's a bad mother. Shut my mouth.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
PG show.
It also has come to my attention that it's very adamant that the Raw Tag Team titles and the SmackDown Tag Team titles are now being referred to as individual titles again.
Interesting. It's very interesting.
It is.
Yes.
Indeed.
Shall we shift things over to the yellow brand?
Yellow. Yes, let's do it.
NXT. Nice little build up this week. We've got Vengeance Day coming up, Rumble weekend, obviously. We've got Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker. They're going to meet inside a steel cage. There'll be no shenanigans with these. I think shenanigans is my word of the week.
Yeah.
There'll be no shenanigans, Jordan, with the rope.
Snapping. Bow.
Yeah. Cost Grayson Waller the opportunity of a lifetime, but he will get another chance inside a 15-foot high steel cage.
So what are you feeling? What are you feeling? Braun, Grayson. Because you sound like you're a Grayson person. You sound like you're in his corner right now.
I do like Grayson.
Yeah?
I think he's the one.
Oh, you think he's the one that can dethrone Braun?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, in that case, I'm going to back my boy, Braun.
Okay, that's fine. Back if you want. Yeah.
Now, I also want to shed some light on two individuals who have come together, who I personally feel they're about to take NXT to another level, another height level. Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Because that's all it's gonna be, and that's all it's ever gonna be. Now, they have got such a passion. Like, I mean, Carmelo kind of gives me that old school Shawn Michaels feel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And Trick literally gives me such energy. It's like Montez Ford and the realest guy in the room combined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I didn't say names.
I noticed that. It was good. Yeah. You're letting the audience, perhaps the audience can tell us in the comments who Jordan was referring to. Why do we have to do this?
But no, Trick and Mello, I see them as the breakout on that brand. This year, 2023, is their year.
Okay.
As it always has been.
But is it someone else's year too, Jordan?
Oh, who?
Is it Dijak's year?
Dijak?
Yeah, Dijak. What did I say?
No, you're right.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I'm just thinking, for those of you who may not know, once T-Bar has come back to the yellow brand as Dijak.
He's a badass.
Whoa, you saying badass? We can say that? Okay,
We can say
he's
that
a
one.
badass.
Yeah, we can say that one, right?
I hope so.
That's good. Well, I think he's in line to be the next North American champion.
Okay, title currently held by Wesley.
That's right.
Yeah. Status. I'm stuttering like you. Take two. Statistics are saying this could be Wesley's moment, or it could be.
Wesley's moment. No. It's going to be Dijak's moment. He's going to kick his face off his head.
Ooh.
It's the jacket.
I know. He's feeling himself with this jacket. Also, if you feel Dan looks real suave, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
See, what you could also do is just let us know. Just let us know that Dan looks sexy, head pushback.
Yeah. We're only taking positive comments though, right? It's gonna go like that. Speaking of positive, Jordan, let's go over to AEW.
You like that brand?
I love AEW.
You really do. I do, but I know you love them. So
I love them.
let the fans know.
Let's hit with some news. Let's have Bryan Danielson continues his winning streak as he heads towards the Iron Man match with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he's on fire, Bryan. He's on fire.
He is. Smoke.
Continuing to pick up some steam as he heads into his World Championship match. I'm doing well.
You are.
Let's talk about what else is happening on the AEW side. We've got Ricky Starks continuing his feud with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Nearly stuttered, but managed to cover it up.
Yes.
It's good stuff. Yeah, and that's all. It's all kicking off. Ricky Starks getting under the skin of the JAS. And not only that, we saw an upset this week.
Yes, we
upset.
did.
We saw the wonderful, young, vibrant tag team. Is vibrant a word?
Yeah, it is. Don't have that for this moment, but
yeah. Maybe that's fine. We're going to keep rolling. We keep rolling on this show. We got Top Flight picked up a huge win over the Young Bucks. It was their third altercation with the Young Bucks, and they scored a huge win over the legendary Young Bucks.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure some people in the comments will probably disagree with legendary, but I won't disagree with that.
But I do feel at some point with them in our rankings that might shift them a little bit.
Ooh,
it may
shift them. We'll see. We will see.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about. Should we talk about SmackDown?
Let's do it.
We'll talk about SmackDown. So
SmackDown. We ended the show with Kevin Owens looking as strong as he has ever been. This to me, Dan, is looking like Kevin Owens could be the one to dethrone the One.
It definitely looked like when he was standing tall after a wonderful moment where he used a pop-up powerbomb through a table on the Tribal Chief. It looked like Kevin Owens could very well be the One.
I know, to get it done.
Could be the one to get it done.
That's right. Prior to that, also taking out the bloodline. Like, I mean,
he took them all out.
That was a one-man army. That's literally
a one-man army.
Fight Owens, fight. Fight Owens, fight has returned.
Yeah. Fight Owens, fight has returned.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn did show up. He was a little bit late to the party though, Jordan, wasn't he?
Yeah. This is.
Don't know what he was. He must have been catering.
Eating a nice sandwich.
Or a cheeseburger.
He's
not vegan. Bryan Danielson is, though. This isn't about Bryan, though. It's about Sami.
About Sami, the master strategist. I feel something's happening. Something's gonna happen, and we need to wait till the Royal Rumble because I can't wait for this match to go down.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's possibly, apart from the Royal Rumble match itself, that's possibly gonna be the most anticipated match. So, and if you disagree, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Jordan won't read it if you disagree, but I will. What else happened then? We were seeing Bray Wyatt. Let's talk about Bray Wyatt a little bit.
Yes.
We have to. Last week we saw the old rocking chair in the ring. Looked like we were getting the old Bray Wyatt where he's telling people to run. And then this week we saw the return of the Firefly Funhouse. It was great. And we saw a builder's bomb as well. That was quite nice. Some people are into that.
Why did that work so well?
I think that's over. That's a t-shirt. But we saw that and
yes.
It looks like he's really getting into the head of LA Knight.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and I think we're going to see some sort of rebirth at the Royal Rumble.
We are.
I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go.
And when we say rebirth, for both superstars, because not only is this Bray Wyatt returning with such energy, such passion, fiery house, we got the eater of worlds. We've even got the potential of the Fiend. However, this is LA Knight.
Yeah!
That's right, dummy. Like LA Knight, he's been killing it for so long, even before WWE and coming back. And I'm gonna just say this with my chest. I felt like LA Knight, while he was on NXT, should have been NXT champion. This could be the moment. Is it gonna be LA Knight prevailing? Is it gonna be Bray Wyatt taking him down a peg? All I know is I want to see what goes down for both superstars. This is magic.
Magic. You know what else was magic this week? We saw Sonya Deville blindsiding Charlotte Flair. She's got her eyes on the prize, Jordan. She's got her eyes on that beautiful blue SmackDown Women's Championship.
That's right. Now, Sonya, for me, is the most anticipated rising star in the SmackDown Women's division. Personally, Sonya has been delivering on all aspects that I want to see in a future Hall of Famer. Now, not taking anything away from Charlotte, the 14-time women's champion. Charlotte is great. She's the queen. She's superior. But Sonya, my money's on Sonya.
Is it Sonya's time, Jordan?
It is Sonya's time. Okay. She's young. She's brash. She's got the whole division in her hand.
Like that. Like that.
And she can knock a few teeth out if she wants to for bands.
Oh, yeah, she can. Yeah. Totally for bands. Nothing else. We're going to wrap things up here. Let's just talk a little bit about the Impact Hard to Kill pay-per-view. We saw some great stuff here. We saw Josh Alexander retain in Full Metal Mayhem. We saw, bizarrely, Santino Marella as the, Director of Authority?
Director of Authority.
Yeah, he cost Moose the Digital Media Championship.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that.
It's okay, it's fine. We saw, obviously, you've mentioned Mickey James, Last Rodeo, and we also saw the re-debut of Frankie Kazarian.
Yes, he signed a long-term contract with Impact.
Yep.
The place where, for me, it all kicks off.
Yes. I think it's going to be bright things for Kaz in his future as we wrapping up the news. Okay, Jordan. We're heading into our championship picture this week. We thought it was very fitting that we talk about the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Obviously, the Briscoes were the current champions.
Yes.
I think that obviously the title picture is going to change, but the reason that we want to talk about this championship, obviously we're paying tribute to Jay Briscoe as well. The impact the titles have had. Let's think about all the history that there is with the tag team titles, and the Briscoes are 13-time champions, and I think these championships really put tag team wrestling back on the map.
Yeah.
So we had the wonderful era of Edge and Christian, the Dudleys and the Hardys, but then after that, I think the best tag team wrestling came from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And these particular titles.
Yeah, and especially like going from that, it's as if the heart of tag team wrestling never vanished.
So we're talking about the Briscoes. We're talking about the tag team, the Ring of Honor tag team title division in general. Over the last year, we've seen 3 amazing tag team matches take place, and that happened with the Briscoes and FTR. 2 regular wrestling matches, and they capped it off with the dog collar tag team match, for a brutal dog collar tag team match. For a while, obviously, Ring of Honor being up in the air, no one was really paying any much attention to their tag team division, and these matches just blew it all out of the park.
Yeah.
It was the biggest thing to happen in Ring of Honor.
Made people believers and brought us back.
Exactly, and I think you talk about people that have really benefited from it, and that's FTR.
Yeah.
As amazing tag team as they are, they were built they were built up again.
Yeah.
You know, and Dax Harwood actually recently received an award for their match, one of their matches with the Briscoes, and it really elevated not just the division, but tag team wrestling in general, because all eyes were on it. I don't think anyone was ever, when those matches were booked, and they were booked, you know, they were booked for a reason. The matches were just fantastic.
They were. And you can even see it in other promotions as well. You see them trying to like capture that flame and run with it. And it doesn't feel like they're capturing the flame saying, we're better than you. It's like, we want to work with this energy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So Jordan, you've got some nice Ring of Honor World Tag Team title stats.
Yes, I do. So, within that title's history, there has been 64 reigns among 65 different wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
Now, out of those 64, only 38 different teams. So, wrestlers as teams. Now, out of all of those reigns, the Briscoes have got a record-breaking 13.
There you go. Yep.
Now, longest reign has been Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham.
Yep.
And our youngest is none other than Mark Briscoe.
The youngest champion.
Yes, at 18, I believe. Yes, 18 years old.
Fantastic.
And this has literally only been going from 2002. So in 20 years. Now as Ring of Honor is also linked up with AEW, there's so many potential names that can be put into that mix.
I think there's some tag teams that don't necessarily get the limelight that they deserve.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will agree with that. I love the idea that the Ring of Honor World Tag Titles can really elevate some of these teams. I'm thinking names like Private Party.
Yeah.
I'm thinking names like Top Flight.
Okay.
They're young. They've got their entire careers ahead of them, and I think this would be a huge stepping stone for them to step up. But as we talk about names that could potentially take part in this division, and where this obviously because Ring of Honor is returning very soon, I think it's going to be very exciting to have some of these young and up and coming talents. Let's talk about who were young and up-and-coming talents and who have been amazing Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. We've got to put the Young Bucks in there.
Oh, of course. 100%.
And let's talk about Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. The matches that those two teams had together were just incredible. They've had 2 out of 3 falls matches. There's been all sorts of amazing wrestling matches between those teams. The Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah.
I always think of those 3 teams the most. Them and the Briscoes, obviously, because the Briscoes are amazing tag team. Those 4 teams in general, to me, were the catalyst of tag team wrestling for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to what happens in the future with these particular titles. I think we're going to see something very interesting take place in the future, and we're going to see some new and up-and-coming tag teams really take advantage of the Ring of Honor division. Yes,
it's a golden opportunity, it's a golden ticket.
It's a golden ticket to some new and up-and-rising talent, and also we might even see some names like the Young Bucks taking part in this division. It's going to be
might even get a return of Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham.
They were a great tag team.
They were fantastic.
Yes. We've seen some great former tag team champions, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this title goes in the future. Okay, Jordan. It's that time of the week again. It's now time for our Power Rankings. And in the Power Rankings, obviously, we look at the top 10 names in the industry. Obviously, this is probably the toughest part of our job, with how many competitors that we have. Jordan, why don't you start us off at number 10? Okay, so number 10. Last week we had Hangman Page, number 10. Now, is Hangman Page still there? No, he's not. He's not. He dropped back. And you know who's now number 10? My man,
Josh Alexander, the reigning Impact World Heavyweight Champion. The longest reigning champion in history, may I add.
I think that he deserves to be on the list after defeating Bully Ray in the Full Metal Mayhem match. So I think he's definitely worked his way up into the list. And in at number 9 this week, dropped a bit, is The Elite.
Oh, that's a good length that they've dropped.
Yep, they have dropped a few. The Young Bucks back to 2-on-2 tag team wrestling, and there was no sign of Kenny Omega. So, guys, if you're going to be in the top 10, you need to be there every week and win. Just a point. Okay. And in at number 8, why don't you tell us who's in number 8?
We have Gunther. He was number 9 last week.
Yes, yep, and he is the current reigning Intercontinental Champion. His presence is definitely felt at the moment, especially with the Royal Rumble up and coming. He's could be a top picture for winning the big one. So in at number 7, we have the Judgment Day making their presence felt. A great brawl with the Bloodline. Dominic really standing out again.
He's a bad boy now.
He's bad now. Yeah.
Bad boy for life.
Maybe he's more bad than you now.
Oh no, but you know what? Probably. Do you see the tear in his eye?
Oh, I didn't want to.
That means he's done some things. But not only Dominic, Priest, Rio, we've also got Finn. He was involved in the number 1 contenders match as well.
Yes. Yep. So some good work there from the Judgment Day, and they're showing no fear on the Bloodline.
Yes. And in number 6, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to get this one out there because we know you love you some Uncle Howdy. But in number 6, as they were last week, it's Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Now her involvement with Uncle Howdy is becoming so juicy.
Yes, it's juicy.
Yeah.
And in at number 5, we've got the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Oh.
Yeah.
And where was he last week?
Where was he last week?
He was number 7, so he's been climbing that ladder.
Climbing up that ladder, he's getting closer and closer to MJF. He can
grab that money in the bank. Different show.
You can taste it, Jordan.
Can.
You can taste the gold.
Taste the Kool-Aid.
And at number 4, we got us some Bloodline.
Ooh. Because everyone else, they the 2s, and we the 1s. You know,
you can do that every week, can't you? You can do that every week now.
Every week until they're out of the top 10, and that's going to be never.
I thought you were going to say that. Okay, let's talk about, we're going to talk about Bloodline. Let's talk about number 3, because we got ourselves Kevin Owens, who has been all over the Bloodline this week.
Been on them like a rash. He's gone up from number 4, he's now number 3.
Yes, and I think it's well deserved after the pop-up powerbomb through the table to the tribal chief.
Yeah. Maybe in a couple weeks we may see him at number 1 if he can dethrone Roman Reigns.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. In at number 2, we've got the AEW World Champion, MJF. He's maintaining his spot.
Yeah.
He made his presence felt this week after Bryan Danielson's win. He sets up next week's match for Bryan Danielson against Brian Cage, slapping Brian Cage across the face and gave him an envelope full of money. No tax on that.
I would love me some money.
Well, I love me some MJF. And that is why he's number 2. And then Jordan in at number 1.
Remaining in the number 1 spot is our reigning, defending, Universal Champion versus Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Now, do we see this changing? No. Do we see him being defeated? No. Do we see this reign going for another 800 plus days? Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see at the Royal Rumble, won't we?
We will.
And that is our top 10 for this week.
Bow.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
You know what that means, Jordan? It's nearing the end of the show, and it's been a pleasure talking to you once again. I'm sure you feel the same way about me. Right, so let's move on to our main event matter. Okay, and our main event matter is, of course, the Royal Rumble coming up.
Yes. Royal Rumble has been like one of the biggest events, one of the major 4 WWE pay-per-views. Now, it's one of the most anticipated because there's so many returns, so many possibilities that happen. Like there's been times where 2 people have fell out at the end.
Yes, yeah, we've had that. We've had
the legendary Vince McMahon struck down and dislocate his shoulders.
Yeah, his knees.
I know, but I said shoulders. I felt like that sounded better for Vince, you know, because
because he's
strong.
Hench. Because he's hench. Right, no, that's fine. Yeah, it was his shoulders. Obviously, Royal Rumble is probably the most exciting night of the year as well. There's so many different possibilities, like you said.
WrestleMania season.
Well, it is the beginning of the road to WrestleMania.
Vroom, vroom, all the way to WrestleMania.
Yeah, we might make a couple of pit stops on the way, but it's going to be a hell of a road. Definitely. So let's talk about some history, Jordan.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Royal Rumble moment, maybe?
There's so many. But you know what? I'll go with this one because this made me mark out. So, 2016. It was a beautiful moment. Literally, I saw on the screen, I am phenomenal. And I just went, what? And out came AJ Styles. AJ Styles returned to the WWE.
You always say returned. A lot of people would say debuted, but yes, he did have a few matches in the early years. But this was his huge moment, and no one really expected it to happen. No. So I understand that.
I know that it's crazy. The legacy that he had built all before coming back to WWE, whether it be Impact, TNA, New Japan Pro, NWA, being in that Royal Rumble match set up so many possibilities with so many other potential superstars. So I was like, this is phenomenal. That's me.
That's good. That's a good ending to that as well.
Thank you. And what about
you? You even spun your chair around it.
Like
you're going. My favourite Royal Rumble moment for myself is the 2007 Royal Rumble match where The Undertaker won his very first Royal Rumble. And not only that, he was the first superstar to win the thing, coming in at the number 30 entrant.
Yes.
I thought it was a great moment with Taker. He would then go on to WrestleMania and win the World Championship. So that's one of mine. He did, yes. So that's definitely one of my favourite moments, and I'm sure we're going to get some more great moments this year.
Yes, please comment your favourite Royal Rumble matches as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Won't be better than mine.
Well, I mean, let's not try and fight the fans.
Heel turn.
Let's talk about the Rumble. Let's talk about, do you think we're going to get some surprise entrants maybe this year? Let's talk about the men on the men's side first.
Yeah, surprise entrances. Let's go with...
Got a couple of names.
I've got a fair few.
Yeah. I think there's some names that could potentially pop up, and that's kind of a name that's kind of come out of the blue, but he had an interview recently, and I like the idea that he might show up, and that's the Masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Ooh.
I thought that might be a nice little throwback there. It'd be good to see him.
Yep.
Yes.
And who else? So I like the idea of hearing whoa. I know it's a little gimmick right there for myself, but Zack Ryder, he is literally like the people's person. Like he is what fans are, and it would be nice for him to return into that Royal Rumble and go the length.
Well, let's look at some of the other names that could potentially be in the men's Royal Rumble this year. We know that Cody Rhodes is confirmed as a name for the Royal Rumble.
Gunter is also confirmed.
Yes, fantastic. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Omos.
Ooh.
He was obviously with MVP on Raw this week. Definitely looks like he could be a name that could potentially dominate really to win.
I mean, he's a big man. Like, I mean, who's going to take him out of the ring? Who's going to pick him up, throw him over?
Braun Strowman
exactly
could be one of those names that could throw him out. Who knows?
Man.
What about a former Royal Rumble winner in Rey Mysterio? He confirmed. He says he's looking 2023. Wants to do it 20 years later. He wants to win the Royal Rumble.
Or even another high flyer like Ricochet, who's also qualified by defeating Top Dollar.
Yeah, that's good. Good show. What about Seth Rollins?
Seth freaking Rollins. We're
Okay,
say,
we could do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Or even we could even have the United States champion Austin Theory. I've got a lot of high hopes that Theory could step in there and cause havoc.
Very well. We could have Lashley in there. Lashley could be there. Let's talk about what about we could see double duty from some guys. Bray Wyatt, maybe he competes in more than one match. LA Knight, if he survives the pitch black match.
Yeah.
If we ever see him again. And then what about some other names? Do you know what Logan Paul's doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? What are you doing, Logan Paul?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. And whilst you're letting us know, and whilst we're working it out, what about John Cena?
Well, I don't know what his schedule's like.
I don't know. Hollywood is taking on John Cena, taking on Batista, taking all our great former Royal Rumble winners.
Yes, he is. What's Sami Zayn doing? Is he planned for anything? Or
he's probably trying to apologize, trying to get in the good books of our tribal chief. Maybe by getting in the good books, he might jump in the Royal Rumble, might win that match.
Take a good jump in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Maybe come at number 30.
Good. Or someone else could come out at number 30. It could be Mr. McMahon, maybe. Just throwing it out there.
No chance in hell.
Nah. You're probably right. No. Well, anyone could enter the Royal Rumble, even a multi-generational talent. That would be quite electrifying. It'd be good to see him. What about on the women's side? Are there any names that you'd like to see on the women's side? What about people that are confirmed, such as our Liv Morgan, and our Rhea Ripley?
Okay, Rhea.
I mean, if Sonya Deville doesn't win the Women's Championship, who's to say she can't saunter into the Royal Rumble and throw a couple of ladies out?
Because she can.
She could.
She would knock your teeth out, smile, and tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know, there's a little fire starter, a little tank driver, a little green that's not jealousy. Chatsy.
Okay, that's a good idea. What about Becky Lynch, maybe? Bailey. They got this,
And what about the rest of Damage Control?
Yeah, the current tag team champions too.
Could even have Asuka return.
Yes, that could happen.
The original winner of the Women's Royal Rumble in 2018.
What about some surprise entries? We've seen Michelle McCool show up in the past. People like Molly Holly.
Yeah. Again. Molly Holly. Let's say another superstar.
Shayna Baszler. Yeah. She could be in here. What's Ronda Rousey doing?
Probably upset that she lost her title.
Ronda, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I haven't seen you since you lost the title. I'm just asking.
You want to come back and make somebody tap? Break someone's arm? No? Yeah? You want to break mine? No?
I do.
Or we could have the Forbidden Door. We could see Mickie James come back and throw a couple of people over that rope. Imagine. Reigning Knockouts champion goes to WrestleMania.
Be a pretty big, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What else would be big?
What else?
Trish Stratus. Who doesn't want to see her? Probably one of the greatest women's champions of all time.
Ooh.
So I think the opportunities are looking very peculiar, Jordan, huh?
You know what? Naomi.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. You know, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, never say never.
Never say never, but
Say
I feel
never.
like this could be, if Naomi decides to come back, Naomi's opportunity. Because Naomi can go the distance. Naomi can outshine. Imagine if Naomi was to win, and let's say WrestleMania we got Bianca Belair or Charlotte. Both are brilliant champions. Naomi is a brilliant performer.
You're not wrong.
I know. I'm never wrong.
You know who I want to see? My favourite women's wrestler of all time.
Oh.
The lovely Lita. I would love to see Lita. I saw her a couple of years ago. She took Becky Lynch to the limit. And I think I'd love to see her again in this year's Rumble. It'd be interesting to see if we'll get some other surprise entrants in the Rumble. We've got to ask the question, the big question.
Yes,
Jordan. Let's look at the women's side first.
Yeah.
Who is your pick to win the Women's Royal Rumble for 2023?
Okay. Now, if Naomi comes back, sticking with Naomi. But thinking of right now, I feel Raquel Rodriguez is looking very dominant.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
Like she's the tallest, the strongest.
Stronger than Rhea Ripley?
Ooh, maybe.
Because she's on fire.
She's more than on fire.
She's on fire.
She's moving volcanic.
So you're picking Raquel,
Yep.
right?
Raquel.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to pick... I'm going with Liv Morgan.
Ooh, Liv Morgan.
I think she's going to do it. She's picked the number 1 spot. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think she's going to go to the limit. She's going to win, and she's going to be champion again at WrestleMania.
Oh, you think that?
Well, I know.
Okay. Well, share your comments, share your picks down in our comments, and let us know who you think is going to go the distance and be the one with their hand raised high on the women's side of the Royal Rumble. Now, flipping back to the men's Royal Rumble.
Let's do the men's Rumble now.
Who have you got money on?
It's a tough one.
I know, it's an expensive one too.
Expensive, yeah, it is expensive. I will have to go with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I think it's his time. He deserves to be champion.
Okay.
I picks Cody.
Okay.
Jordan?
You know what? This is going to be maybe an unpopular
You're going to pick
one.
Naomi again, aren't you?
How did you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Red Solo Cup. Smoke. Montez Ford. Like I said, an unpopular decision, but I do feel like within the WWE especially, anything can happen. And I feel like Montez is literally the living, breathing element of the new generation.
Okay. Didn't think you were going to say that.
No.
Interesting name.
I'm excited now.
I think it's going to be a very exciting time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Royal Rumble, one night a year.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement's there. I think it's going to be fantastic. I definitely hope that you will tell us your picks for the Royal Rumble in the comments section below. It's going to be an exciting week, Jordan. Got the Royal Rumble coming up. We've got Raw 30 coming up. It's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a historical week.
It is. Most definitely is.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad that you're looking forward to it too. And I'm looking forward to talking to you and everyone else about Raw 30 and the Royal Rumble coming up. It's been an honour. Would you like to tell the people about the social medias?
Yes. Follow us on all platforms, social medias at MediaDDT.
Well, thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week, or maybe you look forward to hearing us again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah?